3 is Acceleration, also beaten 3 times by Frankel, but is a Group 1 winner and a bigger danger. 4 is Frankel, 9 from 9, 5 Group 1s. He's a racing superstar. The Group 1 JLT Lockinge Stakes, and away they go to the field as they race down the centre of the straight course here. And it's still Bullet Train, a couple of lengths, maybe a shade more ahead of Frankel. Maybe the pace is lifting a little. Ransom Note is moving up on the outside. Windsor Palace gets a shake of the reins. Then Acceleration, and now they're racing inside the final 3 furlongs. Bullet Train by 2 lengths to Frankel in second place. On the left, the odds-on favourite, and he's going very strongly, tracked by Acceleration. Then Ransom Note to Barwi Gold and Windsor Palace. The crowd roar, and Frankel strikes the front at Newbury. Acceleration is after him in second place, but Frankel is opening up. He's gone 3-4 lengths clear. Acceleration is giving it all he's got in second, but it's not enough. It's not nearly enough, and Frankel is going to be 10 out of 10. What a machine! What a monster! Frankel wins the Lockinge. What a fantastic performance again. Acceleration in second, no match for his old rival. Then came to Barwi Gold and Bullet Train, Ransom Note and Windsor Palace at the tail. And you could not have asked for more than that from the highest rated racehorse in the world. Frankel wins his first race of his 4-year-old campaign.
From with Paddy Power, when betting opened 11 days ago, returned this 7-2 on favourite. Beats it.
He's marked in the Lockinge Stakes at Newbury. The vision tells it all to make it 10 from 10 with this horse. By this stage, he's zipped away from Acceleration for Aidan O'Brien, and he makes it 10 for 10, running really good time. He'll go towards Royal Ascot and beyond that. The Clash of Black Caviar and that horse is very unlikely, but it was a stunning return by Frankel last night. Feature races. This is the first race, 11:30 Tuesday night Eastern time. Frankel the favourite. So you think won't be lining up in the race.
You're on a horse, tremendous value now, because Frankel is trading at 1-9 for the Queen Anne Stakes. A situation that has never been seen before in this event. 1-9, Frankel.
He's just coming round to
Like this before. In British racing, we simply do not get 1-10 shots in Group 1 races, Gary. Racing in Europe is
Heading now towards the halfway stage, the 4 furlong marker, and Frankel lying at a close-up 4th, following in his stable companion Slipstream. Bullet Train from Helmet on the right, on the left Acceleration. Quealy is just edging out now to the right and gets a clear view of the front, and he's ranging up to join Bullet Train. Worth Ad side glance, Red Jazz pushed along, Strong Suit, Premier Loco, and it's Frankel that gallops into the lead. Acceleration is again trying to go with him as they race inside the final quarter mile, and Quealy says go on the champ. It's Frankel that leads the way, and he opens up in tremendous style. 4-5 lengths clear of Acceleration. The rest are well beaten off, and it's all the ones for Frankel. It's going to be 11 from 11 here. The champion of the world, Frankel, in majestic form by 8 or 9 in the Queen Anne. Brilliant performance. In second, Acceleration just holding on from side glance on the near side.
More rain as he moves up now with 3 furlongs left to travel. He says go on Frankel. Frankel races now to a narrow lead. Acceleration trying to go with him. The old rival. They've got 2 furlongs left to go in the Queen Anne. And now he starts to shake the reins at Frankel. He gets an immediate response. The champion starts to draw away. He's gone 3 lengths in front. Acceleration can find no more. And this is a procession. It's now Frankel who's drawing away. What a performance. The superb, the spectacular Frankel. 11 out of 11, and in a zone of his own. It's Frankel who wins it by 8 lengths. Acceleration gets second. In third then is Side Glance, followed by Indomito who ran on wetsuit. But what a mighty performance by the highest rated horse in the world. It's Frankel, and what an exciting start to a magnificent week in prospect. 10-1 on Frankel, 5-1 Acceleration, 33-1 Side Glance.
Fast field. I believe that Acceleration is 11 lengths. 11 lengths? What sort of silly prices were being bandied around for 5 lengths or more? You don't win these races by 11 lengths, do you?
we should have had that 10 to
He's waving, he's saluting, he's surrounded by cameramen, reporters, and thunderous applause all the way back to the winners' enclosure as he passes us.
goosebump moment with the horses and the industry that we work in, but that was definitely one of them.
But I think this is the best performance by a racehorse I've ever seen. Frankel in the Queen Anne Stakes.
Well, I don't think you're going to get too many arguments from anyone. I think he was ridden to make a statement, worrying about what was going to happen on the last day, but he performed. He was asked to perform, and he did perform. Have a look at this.
It'll be 11 from 11 here, the champion of the world, Frankel in majestic form by 8 or 9 in the Queen Anne. Brilliant performance.
With a provisional time form rating of 147, Frankel is the highest rated animal ever to have walked the earth, at least since the ratings have been published. It was thought that the 145 rating of Seabird would never be beaten, but with a phenomenal effort in the Queen Anne, Frankel has done. Ratings are speculative and subjective and can be debated ad nauseum. But this is bred to win, so we thought we'd analyse how the plus 140 monsters listed here have gone as stallions.
And they're off, racing for the Kipco Sussex Stakes, part quartet. So running downhill, Bullet Train with Frankel, exuberant on the descent. Bahar in third place, just a couple of lengths off them. For the first time, Frankie Dettori is changing his hands, and Bullet Train with Frankel, imperious alongside at the moment. A glance over the shoulder. Bahar pulls out, and Gabriel, they're both trying to mount their challenges, but Frankel continues on his imperious way, passing the two. Bahar being pushed along, then Bullet Train, and then Gabriel. The moment about to evolve when Frankel, the button is pressed, and he begins to stretch away. Bahar in second place. This is the moment. This is what makes him such a great racehorse. An instant turn of foot, and horses that are top class in their own right are made to look pedestrian. Frankel dismisses his rivals with contempt. 12 out of 12, a second Kipco Sussex Stakes, an 8th Group 1. Frankel beat far by a long way. Gabriel and Bullet Train, the next two home.
How privileged we are to be living in the time of one of the greatest. Frankel makes it 12 from 12. Frankel becomes the first horse in history to land back-to-back Kipco Sussex Stakes. Frankel equals Rock of Gibraltar's record for most consecutive Group 1 wins in Europe. He remains undefeated. Defeat, frankly, for the remainder of his career. Unfortunately, the remainder of his rather short career seems inconceivable. And next stop, 10 furlongs, the Juddmonte International. Who knows? It might be even better. Frankel it is, triumphant in the Sussex for Prince Khaled Abdullah's Juddmonte Farms, for Sir Henry Cecil, who sadly isn't here today, and Tom Queally.
Probably didn't beat much there on Wednesday night, but it probably wouldn't matter what was behind him. He's too good for them. Frankel, 12 out of 12, Ron.
What can you say? You can't argue. He's the world's best racehorse. There's no doubt about it.
Well, at the finish, they're certainly expecting Frankel to win 9 to 1 on he is here on the course. We expect in normal races over 50% of odds-on chance they do win. But the statistic left are those of win-only books, where the SP will be taken from the prices on the right, and it's 9 to 1 on Frankel, 5 to 1 St Nicholas Abbey. Ladbrokes and Magic Sign are hoovering up all the 8 to 1, 9 to 1 on is now 10 to 1 on Frankel, 5 St Nicholas Abbey, twice over, and 10.
Hood from Windsor Palace. They're followed through by Bullet Train. Then this 3-length break to St Nicholas Abbey. In behind them, Fahar, Dettori waiting back in 5th place, just ahead of 3 Putra, Frankel twice over, and finally Planteur. Into the straight they come, the pace setters still Robin Hood and Windsor Palace, crossing towards the near side down to the last half mile. Robin Hood, followed by Windsor Palace, both ridden along, trying to stay in front as long as they can. Frankel is drawn away towards the extreme left, tracking St Nicholas Abbey, who's under a patient ride from Joseph O'Brien. Down inside the 3 they come, and now the race develops. Frankel breezes up on the near side with Queally sitting motionless, and here he goes down to the final 2 into unknown territory. Fahar is taking his effort in the centre. St Nicholas Abbey a length and a half to make up, but Frankel, Queally shakes the reins. The response is immediate, down to the last furlong, and Frankel bounds clear, and this is all over. Frankel scorching away, this perfect mix of poetry and destruction, this glory of rhythm, power and majesty, the undisputed champion of the world. Frankel wins the Juddmonte International, and it's 13 out of 13. And now the race develops. Frankel breezes up on the near side with Queally sitting motionless, and here he goes down to the final 2 into unknown territory. Fahar is taking his effort in the centre. St Nicholas Abbey a length and a half to make up,
cruising up towards the stand side, next door to St Nicholas Abbey. What a prospect here as they race towards the final quarter mile. And Frankel comes cruising through, and St Nicholas Abbey is driven along by Joseph O'Brien. And they can't get him off the bridle. Far on the far side, fighting on gamely. But now Quealy asks him to stretch, and Frankel stretches away as only he can. Frankel by 5-6 lengths to 4, and St Nicholas Abbey, the crowd in York giving him a tremendous reception, a breathtaking win again, and Frankel wins the Juddmonte International, almost on the bridle. Quite extraordinary. Tight for second, Far and St Nicholas Abbey. Then Bullet Train, followed by Twice Over, 3. Well, what a horse this is, and if anything, he was just as impressive over the longer distance. Some would argue he was even better over it today, the way he cruised up to join them.
He put 10-1 on now with Firms Corals, putting 10-1 on to win the Champion Stakes, and 4-1 on with a run for the Arc. Absolutely delirious. It's a fantastic afternoon to be here. A glorious, and in his career it's 13 out of 13, and that winning aggregate just gets bigger and bigger.
Through the Galileo pedigree. He's wants to. They had to try. You have to try and get the horse beaten, and they had to try and run the race to suit St Nicholas Abbey. The problem was he's nowhere near good enough to beat Frankel. I don't think there's a horse in the world that's good enough.
No, there is. He's bringing people through the gates like Black Caviar does in Australia. See the crowd in the background to see Frankel.
I think they had 20,000, which is a record crowd for York, so they were ecstatic with that. He's an absolute superstar, and we might see him once, maybe twice, to our champ, Black Caviar, and to be able to say to your kids at some stage, you saw Frankel race. Extraordinary stuff. Joseph
Absolutely. I don't know if it's legal to be in love with a horse, but I'm in love with Frankel. I'm proud to say it. He's an absolute superstar. He's on the wall of my office, big blown-up picture. I give him a kiss goodnight every day at the end of work. He's just amazing. Look at him demolish this field. You know, Far is a good horse. He's got 4 lines through So You Think. We know how good So You Think was. Runner-up in the Eclipse. St Nicholas Abbey's a 4-time Group 1 winner. Serious horse, Twice Over, 4-time Group winner. There were some good animals in this race. He just beat them as he liked. I hope they go to the Arc, and I hope he does the same thing. I'll be in heaven.
Just you are a singer.
What do you say, Rich?
He's a sick.
I apologise for that, but he's believable. Believable. I set up in all the other night, Shark. I think some international racing we get carried away with, but this bloke is just unbelievable.
It's hard to imagine a better horse, isn't it? Honestly, it's just killing great opposition on the bridle. Now he puts
2,000 metres here for the first time, Richard.
He's the world's best horse. I don't think anyone could dispute it, whether it's sprinter or stayer. Look, it's Black Caviar's the world's best sprinter, but he is the world's best horse. They've had a great year, the Poms. They've conquered everything this year in all sports. So, he's a horse deserves to go to start undefeated. He's the best horse I think I've ever seen.
Horse for what could be his final run in the Kipco Champion Stakes, the British Champions Middle Distance Race.
His final race of a career we'll never, ever forget. Gave a 14 out of 14. Having seen his form.
10 furlongs, they're off and racing. Frankel slow away, has dwelt and just required pushing into the bridle for the early stages. And as such, he's lost the Bullet Train at the front, who's having a look round Ian Mongan to see where Frankel is. And now Tom Quealy faces a dilemma. Having slept in the stalls, how close does he move at this earlier? So out in front, Bullet Train leading and pressing on by a length or so now with half a mile to travel. From in second place, Cirrus des Aigles. Nathaniel is in third place. Frankel is in fourth with the pink cap and trying to move forward now into a challenging position. Master of Hounds and Pastorius as they move through with 3 furlongs to travel. Cirrus des Aigles corners in front from Nathaniel. Frankel pulls towards the outside. The pink cap, Tom Quealy, beginning to try and close down. Cirrus des Aigles from Nathaniel. Frankel keeping closer, still being held together by Tom Quealy. Cirrus des Aigles, Frankel moves alongside. Quealy's finger poised on the button for one final electric burst. Frankel bidding to settle it. Cirrus de Ziegler is making a fight of it on the far side. Frankel extends. Cirrus de Ziegler is a worthy adversary, but up towards the line. All comers, all grounds, all beaten. Frankel won the Champion Stakes and lives up to the title. Cirrus de Ziegler in second. Nathaniel is third. In fourth with Pastorius. Master of Hounds. And last of all, Bullet Train. Salute a racing great.
The embodiment of equine perfection bows out on a perfect high. Frankel takes his 14th consecutive race, the Kipco Champion Stakes. Cirrus de Ziegler, one of the best horses in the world and one of the very best on soft ground, has asked him a little more than other adversaries have done, but Tom Queally, who knows and loves this beautiful horse so well.
And arms round each other, Ian Mongan and Tom Queally. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. He punches the air 3 times and he's within, 5, 10 yards of us now, coming towards us here. I'm happy to be run over by Frankel. It'd be great to be.
It was an incredible win. Another great performance, and he beat. People say, "Oh, he was only a couple of lengths in front of Cirrus de Ziegler," but he is the best wet track horse in the world. Cirrus de Ziegler. You go back and look at his form, particularly his recent runs on heavy tracks in France. He's won by 10 lengths ahead on his chest. He's an incredible wet track horse. Frankel just. Okay, he didn't have that big booming building speed that we've seen on dry ground. But he won the race again, and he did it easily. He's a superstar. He's the best in the top. So no, do with a heavy thing. Yeah, it's a little. I don't know. A lot of money. What's he worth? We saw that fantastic.
60 million.
Yeah, 100 million pound. They're saying he's worth. So he's an incredible wet track horse. Frankel just. Okay, he didn't have that big booming building speed that we've seen on dry ground. He won the race again, and he did it easily. He's a superstar. He's the best in the top. So no, do with a heavy thing. Yeah, it's a little. I don't know. A lot of money. What's he worth? We saw that fantastic.
60 million.
Yeah, 100 million pound. They're saying he's worth.